Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. I wasn't going to be trading today. I know why. Turn that off. Back on. I wasn't going to be trading today. However, slight change of plan. It's my son's birthday, but he's actually got exams on his birthday, so it just means he's had to go into school. I've got no else to do, so I might as well trade. How's everyone? Doing alright? Who's one on? Who is that? Mr. Mears by any chance? Mr. Mears. Let's see what we can catch. Yesterday was a lovely trade. It did come back to break even. I thought it would have drove a bit further down, but the daily flipped bullish. And do you know where that daily come from? I'll explain. But that daily's come from news. News came out bad numbers, so it's pushed gold up. Okay, guys, right, we're on. Welcome to the stream. I've updated the win. So on 67 wins, 7 break evens, 6 losses, 1 full loss, all the rest being partial. Let me turn this up. The stream record, June, sorry. We've only took 1 trade in June so far. And that was yesterday's trade, and that was 5.30 we took from that. So it wasn't a bad trade really. Wasn't too bad in the end. So it was worth the wait, put it that way. And we waited hours. We didn't get into that trade till about, I think it was 11:15. Is that better? Anyway, okay, let's go straight into a top down. So wait there, let me just drop a message, see we're live. Okay. We're on. Okay, so let's go straight to top down, guys. So the monthly, now the monthly's pushing up, which is a good sign really. We wanted it to push up because we're expecting it to flip and close bearish. That's what we want. Now this area here is very significant. You've got no top wick and you've got no bottom wick on this monthly candle. So I would believe that if we want to close above this level, we're going to have to come and tap this level. Okay, and if we push up first, which we're doing now, and test the wick, which we can do, I think we're going to flip on the second half of the month and we'll end up closing bearish. That's what I can see happening. Okay, so yes, we can take even on the monthly. We need to come back down in order to drive up, but we can drive up without coming down to around these levels at 2428, I would imagine. Okay, so it's either way on the monthly really. Now the weekly, the weekly is quite interesting. There's still 4 days left of the weekly. Now the weekly closed below this level, so we had a fake out on the weekly. And then what's happened? The weekly now is in a clean traffic range really, down to 2300. So technically what should happen is this weekly is create a top wick. It doesn't need much of a top wick. It's tested the previous wick, so I can imagine that this weekly is going to start to flip to the downside round about now. Now it is also allowed to come and test the previous support because the previous weekly didn't do that. Okay, so this could come up to this level and test. So what we'll do is we'll have this as a target if we're taking buys, and we'll have this as a target if we take sells. Now if we can get, that's a different colour isn't it? If we can get a weekly close like this, fantastic. It's a case of a top wick and you're coming down. This is a very clean traffic range. Okay, so that would be really nice, but it's just a case of is this going to start flipping today, or is it going to start flipping Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? We don't know. Okay, we don't know. Good morning, Nelly. Good to see you, mate. Now the daily then is, we close bullish on the daily. Now these ranges on the daily are just not the nicest, because if you look at these, look, you've got some resistance there. You've got some resistance there, which comes all the way through. So these ranges are just awful on the daily. It's not the nicest. And what I'm starting to see is the daily is just doing what it wants. It's closing a bullish candle, then it's closing a bearish candle. Closing a bullish candle, it's closing a bearish candle. So it tells me today that, yes, we are bullish on the daily, but you could argue and say it's still respecting a support. So I don't know. It means this daily could flip to the upside, or it's going to close bearish. We don't actually know. Now here's a bit of a contradiction you're going to get, is the weekly. This could be the top wick for the weekly to flip to the downside, but this could be a bottom wick for the daily to flip to the upside. So we're in a bit of a predicament with the weekly and the daily today. Is the weekly going to start flipping to the downside, therefore this daily is going to close bearish, and this was just a top wick, or is it going to be vice versa? Does the weekly need a steeper top wick, and the daily needs to flip to the upside? Good morning, Crazy Beast. Come on, mate, you're on mute. I'm not on mute. Oh, there's a phone to doctors, but won't be. All right, okay, no, it's it. I was like, what? Now there is a reason to come back up. We mentioned this yesterday. There's no top wick on this daily. So are we saying price needs to come and tap this level before driving down? Because we broke the lows, but we didn't break any highs. This didn't break any highs. So do we need to come and break at least this high in order to drive down? Because you haven't grabbed any liquidity to push past these levels. That's probably not enough liquidity to push past them levels. So could we see this daily flipping to the upside today? It's not the best on the daily, I won't lie, guys. It doesn't look the best. We're going to have to be very careful with trades at the minute. Okay, so 4 hour. The forward closed bearish and we had a wick fill. Now, where did this forward close? Let me put the Meraki on. So this 4 hour, what are these little levels here? So you've got a forward level there, whereas if you get a close below, you're going to be pushing to 2, 3, 3, 4. The forward doesn't look the best. The forwards fill the range and it's at an area of rejection. I'm just thinking, could we get a wing back sell from here? Sorry, wing back buy. So the 4 comes back down, taps and flips. We got any more data? Nope. Forward tap, forward tap, forward tap. Our tap, forward tap. There is a significant area here, 2338. Whereas if this 4 can get down to, we potentially could take a wing back buy. Because even if you're going to drive down, you're still going to break, retest to come down. Exactly like what this one done. Break, retest to come down. This is the first time you're coming down, but this could be the bottom wick for the daily. So if you look at the daily, this could be just the bottom wick for the daily to then flip. He's out with an naughty corner now. So we've just got to, I think what we'd want to see, we need to see a forward close. There's nothing we can do with the 4. It's already filled the range. If we got on a bit early, we could have seen this 4 needed a wick fill, but that was 2 o'clock. So we could have probably caught that. But at the minute the 4's, it's at the end of its range. There's nothing we can really do. I am liking this wing back though, guys. Swing back by. What's that there? Because if we risked a couple of extra pips, let's see what the 2 looks like. So even when we drive down, we should still tap and come back. So how many pips is this? 30. We'd have to cover the lows. Down, this one comes straight through. So we could have a second entry. Level. What's the difference in that? Yeah, we could potentially do that. But again, tap back up. Tap up. This one doesn't quite do it. Tap back up, this one does. So you would have played out on the second one. Okay, that's looking nice. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. No bottom wick on this 1 hour. So what do the 1 hours do? I mean, you can mess about here, so it might not get down with this 1 hour, but if this 1 hour can get down, we'll take this wing back by, back up. And that'll be a nice big pushing candle on the 4. That's from 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, yeah. Nella, did you take them wing back sellers yesterday from, what was it, 2, 3, 4, 4, wasn't it? 2, 3, 4, 4. They were lovely. They played out perfect. 2, 3, 4, 4. There it was here. That we had wing back sells from here, this level. Like that, there. And look at that. Straight back down before driving back up. Oh, lovely. Right, okay, so we could potentially take this hour, guys. It's getting closer every time with the hour. There's a level here we could potentially take. Maybe like that. And then we could look at maybe a second entry from there. Is that? I don't think that's many, is it? 20. Tap back up. Tap back up. You do tend to then push back up to, if it goes something like that. So if we do want to drive down this one, if we do come straight through, stops then would have to be below this. Too much, guys. Yeah? Close the bedroom door. Don't let them in there.
Can they just sit here?
Yeah. But close the bedroom door, yeah? Right, okay. Tap back up. Tap. Could take a second entry there. Bring this hour down. Is it going to tap this level at 2, 3, 3, 8? the reason we move closer is because we're not sure how far it's going to drop, pull back before the daily flips to the upside, if the daily is going to flip to the upside. We're probably looking at that, I would think. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so the hour is closed, no bottom wick. So is this going to end up being bullish? Now the issue we've got is the hourly range. Where is the hourly range? Yeah, let's have a look at the hourly range. I would probably say the hourly range is the win back area, so that means we're probably going to close down there unless we're going to reject. And if we're going to reject, we might get something like this to come back up. I need to have a look on a lower time frame. Let's have a look on a lower time frame. 30, 15, let's have a look at 15. So the 15's closed, respecting. Nice. Can we get a... You don't get a pop down here, you get a trickle. We don't like that. We don't want trickles like that. Do with something like this, big pop down, tap, pull back. Again, big pop down, tap, pull back. Tap, pull back. Is this the area it's going to reject from? That's the question. Think, do we need to break a high? I think we do. We do need to break a high. Okay, this is not the neatest of wingbacks, so we might get some drawdown. Okay, with it. So just prepare yourself that we might get some drawdown. I will be looking at a second entry though from 2334. But at the minute we've got wingback buys. We've got wingback buys now. Buys. Where is the daily? Yeah, so it's if this how far is this daily going to pull back? That's the question. We'll be going risk free on this fairly quick as well. But you should pull back to 2342. It looks like. Every time. Tap, it does look like you've got to. Okay, let's get these on these signals. It's nice that you've got no bottom wick on the 15, you just want a little pop on the 15 and then close bullish. That'd be ideal. See, this is the thing with the daily. I don't know what the TP2 would be. It'd probably only be targeting 2350, and then we'd need to close below above that. Hello, Rosie. Hello, Rosie. my limit. I'll get the tunes on, guys. At 2334.64. Then we're gonna go stop something the same. 2317.78. Then we're gonna go TP1 is 2, 3, 4, 2. TP2 is copy. Okay, so we've got potentially 2 wing-back buys on. If we do fly straight past this one, I will be taking a second entry at 2334. Stops, really, we're using the daily lows, really. If we break that, we're not interested. You're going to be driving down, but I can't see us just doing that, right? Because this hasn't broke any high. This hasn't broke any high. And this whole structure didn't even break this. So for me, if anything, you're going to get a pullback, and you're not going to break these lows. You're going to get a pullback, and if price does want to come and break these lows, then the only way to do it without breaking these highs here is you're going to have to do this. Okay, it's the only way you're going to do it. So if these wing back buys, if we can get activated and then the daily flips to the upside and then we come and break the highs, fantastic. We should have some flyers on it. So stand by. I know stops are pretty big on the first one, but it's because I'm using the daily low. Oh yeah, fuck, I didn't know they were that big. Right there. Let's have a look at these stops again. I don't know if I can have that. Unless we move our risk free to there. No. Could have that. Bounce back off. What's that? That's 40. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's have a look at the 4 though. See if we can use the 4 hours. It's this here. I don't like this. Look at this. Tap. Why did this happen? Wednesday the 10th of April. 2 o'clock. We might have had news in that. There's 3. What is this? Why is this done this? That's why my stops are there, really. Now the only way I'd be looking at sells at the minute, guys, is if the 4 closes bearish or the 1. Because the 1, it's got no bottom wick, so I wouldn't have got in on this. Even though it's got no bottom, because it's got no bottom wick, I wouldn't have got in on this. Because there's 40 minutes left, it means this could close bullish still, right? Now it might not though, because it hasn't filled the range. So the daily, the hourly range, these levels are awful on the hourly. They can close anywhere. So you've got a closure here, you've got closure here, here, here. See how they're all at different levels? So a happy medium is like that. So that's a happy medium. So that means that the hour still hasn't filled its range yet. So this hour technically can close bearish and close respecting. However, you've got no bottom wick on this. Right? It's not to say it's going to close bullish, but it is a higher chance it could close bullish. So we want to get activated, then the hourly pulls back to this level. Closes around here, and then the new hour opens up and just pushes straight back up, because we've had no pullbacks yet. So can we grab that pullback? But it's whether we can get down to this level first. You've got another level where you reject from here, and then it comes straight back up to this level. So this is what we don't want to get. We might just tap that as well. So we're gonna have to watch on maybe a lower time frame. But for me to take sells here, I would have wanted to pull back anyway on the hour. I would have wanted this hour to pull back. You don't actually need much of a pullback because you did break this high, so you can actually drive down. What's the 30 done? No bottom wicks has threw me off, otherwise we would have sold down. 15. Eight minutes left to this 50. Freezing with this door open. Yeah, oh wait, no I wasn't. Yes I did, and I wasn't greedy, so I closed it full with nice profit, nice. Yeah, it was a lovely trade, like. That's what we like. So stand by for these wing back buys. Like I say, these ranges are all over the place, so if we get something like this, we could potentially keep them on. Because look, you got this one as well. Because they do come back down for another stab. But it depends how high it pulls back, whether we keep it on or whether we wait for the second one. What we can do is try and work out if you're going to reject from here or whether you're going to reject from the next one. Tap back up. Look, what are these? Hello, G. What are you doing? Yeah, that one doesn't quite make it. That's really nice. But the thing is though, it comes, so it drops down through here, and then it messes about, and then it drops through. So it means we might get some consolidation where we are now. It's not what we want. We want it to keep dropping, and then pull back. Come on, the 5, get down. Yeah, so it might not be the cleanest of entries. I might have to bring these down a bit, you know. What I'm seeing on the 5s, they all tend to tap this level. I think it's still like 35 pips, so 30, 36. Yeah, look, there's another one there. Yeah, so ideally we want to carry on straight down. It can mess about here though. Can mess about here. In regards to, it's because this hour's got no bottom wick, so it's telling us that this hour might close bullish before coming down. It's not what we want, really. We ideally want it to come straight down. So you've got a bearish closure here. This one ended up bullish, but this one came down to tap. So can we just get down to tap and stop messing about? But if we can catch this daily flip though, guys, because this daily flip now, if you look, this daily now is on a heavy support area. You see, heavy support area. So is this just the test of the previous support to then flip to the upside? And if that's the case, are we not going to create a steeper bottom wick? Are we going to reject from here, which we could do? Because you think if this candle does flip now, it's tap previous support and then it's flipped to carry on, and then obviously you'll have a wick down. So could we look something like that? Yeah, we could probably see it. But if you look at this daily here, this daily only pulled back. This is why stops have to be down here off the daily. If you test this daily wick this far, you're going to be pushing past this anyway at that point. I really can't see this daily pushing past 2328 if it's going to flip to the upside. So we could potentially bring stops to that. You could potentially have stops just below this low here, 2324, if these stops are too big for you. That's what you could do. But yeah, we might reject from here, guys. That's the thing. That's the only thing. And we'll soon see if we can get a pop down and then we close back above this. Wow, that'd be fantastic. That would be fantastic. I think I'm going off tea, you know. I've not been enjoying my cups of teas lately. Just be careful if you are taking sells here, right? Yes, we do want to come down, but you could reject for me as well because that daily. I think taking sells here, I would probably need a top way, but yeah, it's probably not for me. The sells like at the minute, not yet. I probably need, for me to take sells, I wouldn't take sells in this range. I'd take sells closing below 2340. If you get now close below that and then you get a top wick to rule out this fake out, you could then potentially take sells below that, but you don't really get a nice break. You tend to just drive through the range. So it'd be difficult to catch it anyway. Look, one candle drives through. So you're probably best off just wing back sells, really. But the daily's bullish, so that could be the daily pushing new highs. I would probably want the forward close. If you get a forward bearish close below this level at 2342, you get a forward close below that, top wick, you could take sells to come and fill this range down to 2334. That's probably I'd look to do to take sells. We broke, so if you look at this now, right? Nice trend. If you're into trend lines, that is, right? So, if you're using trend lines, what are you thinking price going to do? Well, you're thinking it's going to come down, break a new low, come back up, back down, okay? But what I found with gold, it doesn't work like that with trend lines. What it does is this low is created to grab liquidity to now push the next high, right? And that's just the way I've worked out in my head. Like I say, it might not be the right way for me. You know, some people do trade trend lines and it works for them. If it works for them, then it works. But for me, what I found is this doesn't tend to play out like this with gold. It messes about here, gold. Breaks lows in order to grab liquidity to then break highs. And so the way I look at this is, we broke a low here. Why did we break this low and not carry on? Why did we not carry on? Well, we broke this low only to here because this wasn't enough liquidity to carry on, because this didn't break any high. So what does that tell you? Well, we need to pull back. So this could just be the pullback to grab more liquidity to come down and now break the low. And if you're going to do that, you're probably then going to do that. Or, or this is breaking the low in order to break the high. But it's got up to here to test the high. It needs more liquidity. So now what it needs to do is pull back to grab more liquidity to now make that next push up to break these highs. And this liquidity here will give it the oomph to go from here to push past these levels. Okay, so you can look at this in two ways really. Trendline traders will be looking sells all day, which they're not wrong, because you can grab sells down. But the way I look at it is, that's what everyone does. If you think about what's the first thing you learn in trading? Trend lines, support and resistance. Yeah, they're the basic stuff. And for me, in my head, we're up against really, really smart people, and they're always trying to take our money. So they know retail traders are going to be trading trend lines. Yeah. So that's why I don't trade this anymore. Really, I don't trade trend lines like that anymore. I just look and think, okay, what are they thinking? Why are they doing this? Why didn't this one drive? I'm always asking the market, why didn't this one drive? Okay then, if we do want to drive down, we have got enough liquidity to push further down now, but it just means we're not just going to go like that. We're more likely going to go like that to push past. Yeah, why? Why are we going to get this instead of this? Well, you only get this if you break a high. We didn't break a high. Yeah, we didn't break a high. So well, more likely we're just going to move down like this. And what I've found over a longer period of time, remember it's all about long period of time here. Yeah, that trend line strategy might work for a week, and everyone could be going, Pete's talking shit. Yeah, because that's what Forex does. It could work for a week, and straight away you look at people talk shit. This is what I'm saying, you don't want to jump from trader to trader really. If they can show that they're profitable long term, then just stick with it. Stick with them. Okay. So, but overall, I know that it doesn't work like this. It doesn't work like this, unfortunately. Otherwise it'd be fucking dead easy. I'd just be like that. Okay, trend line. Trend line. Okay, I'll just sell now. I'll just go, okay, this is not us putting a trade on. Straight down. Done. Right, I'm done. And then what I'll do is I'll go, okay, when we get down here, we'll buy up. We'll do that. And trust me, I've tried that. I've gone through that. Yeah. I mean, it might play out, but over a long period of time, this stuff doesn't work. Not on gold. On other pairs maybe, but okay, we're really not driving down here, so I don't like that, because what it's telling me is we might need to come back up. Oh wait there, we had a 5 minute bearish close. We might need to come and break the highs to drive down. So see this here. So think about it logically, right? Why did this one just not carry on? You had a 5 minute break. Why did this not carry on? Why? Why didn't this one carry on? Well, then you've got to look at the candles previous. Well, maybe because this wasn't enough liquidity to do it, therefore it's got to pull back. I'm not saying it's got to pull back to break highs, but it's had to pull back to here. Yeah, it's had to pull back to here. So now is this enough liquidity to break the low? And if it does, this is not much liquidity, so I'm not having it can drive, right? So it'll probably pull back again and then come down. So what you tend to get is consolidation, and then you'll get one candle pop out. So one candle will pop out, so you'll build up. When you get consolidation, what have we done? We've gone up, gone down, consolidation, and people think, oh, okay, this is price reversing now. And then what you'll get is one candle will push one way first and then push the opposite. Because what is consolidation doing? Well, it's building up money either side, because retail traders are going, okay, I'm buying here, I'm buying, sold stop, my stop losses below here. So it's building up money here, and it's also building up money here, either side. And then what you'll get is you'll get one candle will pop out one way, but this is the thing, you don't know which way it's going to pop out. But when price gets forced one way, it's because it's going to pick up money. So it'll pop out, grab all the stop losses here, and then it'll flip. Because what will happen is people will also be buying as this is pushing up and putting more liquidity down here, and then it'll flip. And that initiates moves. Or if you look what this candle is doing now, could this be the one what pops out to the downside? And it might not pop out massive, it might just pop out and break a low. So there's the wick of this one. So if I zoom in for you, there's the wick of this one here. So this might just go, oh, break a low, because stops are just below this. Break a low and then flip, close bullish, and that initiates the move, and you get a wick down. That's what could be happening with this. Now obviously this is what we're trying to grab off this wing back. Okay, but we're trying to work out if we're too far away, because it's in an awful area. If you look at these fives, look at these. So if you look at the hour, if we can get something like so what we're looking at. So consolidation, this is off the hour, consolidation, and then price popped out, grabbed liquidity, flipped the other way. It didn't come all the way back up, came back down and then pushes up. So this pop out, initiate, so there's your consolidation there. Okay. Up, down, down, up. One candle's popped out, grab the liquidity below here, and then that's initiated the move. Yes, I know it came back down, because what they're saying is, okay, this wasn't enough liquidity, I need to come back down for a bit more, because people will be buying here. Yeah, I need to come back down for a bit more, and then it goes. And that's what price does. Bit of an educational session for you guys. But I mean, if we keep moving like this, we are bearish, but we are expecting a pullback. The only reason I'm looking at buys here is the 4 is still currently up here. We're having a big pushing candle on this 4. So can this 4, there's 1 hour 20 left of this 4. How is this 4 gonna close? Can this 4 push all the way down? Technically it can. But I can't take sellers until I get a 4 hour bearish close below these levels, and I haven't had that yet. So I'm trying to work out, because the daily could flip to the upside. Is this just a bottom wick for the daily? The 2's still bullish, so the 2 is still in this range. I've got a top wick, so where's this 2 going to close? The 1, got no bottom wick on the 2, no bottom wick on the 1. Still 19 minutes left of this one. I do believe the 1's going to close bearish though down here, which is fine. We'll go risk free fairly quickly anyway. But if the 1 does come down, we get activated, the new 1 should pull back anyway, even if it wants to drive down. But what we're trying to get, guys, we're trying to get something like this. We're trying to grab this. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, stand by, guys. It might be in here. Oh, no top wick on the 5. Can we push? But there is a minor support here, so we need to really push past that. And you remember what I said? We can actually push straight into drawdown, right? 'Cause it's not the best of wing back areas, this. Okay, so. Are we going to push past this? We ideally need to push past this if possible. Come on, get down. Because the more we mess about, the more we pull back, it means this one's going to expire. Because it means it can push straight past it, the closer it gets. Come on, get past it, baby. Get past it. Yes, I did. It is true. They know how retail traders work, so they will work against the traditional trading method. They will indeed, mate. They will indeed. I thought about it often, but still, at the end, I do not know how the big players do it. How they move the price. They open very big positions. Well, yeah, they just pump loads of liquidity in. Loads of liquidity in the market to move the market. But these are like big institutions. What do it? Even like collectively, you know, you could have 10 people on stream, retail traders, and we could all go on a sell. It probably won't really affect price. It's got to be a huge amount of money. What do it? But yeah, the market makers, they are called the market makers. Look at this 5 now, that would have been nice. Look, I was just worried that we'd reject from this area. We don't really want to reject from this level. I wanted to come a bit further down. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. It's not what we wanted, guys. Because if we took this area, we might be in now. God, it's freezing. I'll close this door. Get the door closed. Get the tunes on. Um, 15. What's a 15 doing? Broke this low now. This is quite a heavy resistance, this, man. So I'm thinking if you do need to break this, right? Look what's happened here. You watching? Yeah. Struggled, 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 struggled. Right. This is the high. This didn't break a high. This didn't break a high. This didn't break a high. Okay. So we really struggled to break these lows, right? We grabbed liquidity. Initiate the push up, and then this came and broke the high. Yeah, came and broke the high, and because you broke the high, look what's happened. Straight through. So what does that tell you? In order to drive straight through, you need to break a high prior. We haven't broke a high, so it's probably unlikely you're going to drive through. It can do, because Forex, anything can happen, remember, guys. I don't have all the answers. But over a long period of time, you'll understand that it's unlikely that it'll just drive straight down because this did not break a high. Does that make sense? So this could be, what I'm seeing here, this could be this pop out. So you've got your consolidation here. This is the pop out. So consolidation, consolidation. Yeah, we broke a low there. This is the pop out. To now push the other way. Do you know what I mean? And that's the day. That would make sense with the daily flipping to the upside, wouldn't it? Because the daily's bullish, and we don't know if the daily's close that support or not because the levels are so close to each other. So you can justify taking buys. where a lot of people now jumping on the stream will be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's looking at buys when you look at that, it looks like it's coming straight down, which it can do. But the longer time I've been trading gold, I've learned that this is sucking you in to take obvious sells down. Yeah, which it might play out, but what I'm saying is we haven't broken any highs. If we are coming down, I don't think we're driving, I think we're going to be doing something like that if we are going to come down. Okay guys, stand by. Oh, nice 5 close. Okay, stand by. What the fuck is Mario Kart? We got Mario Kart on. Ooh, we had a little pump down there. We get another little push down. What's a 15 doing? Oh, it's a new 15-minute candle. Oh, come on. Nice little push. Because you've got an area here where it can reject from, and that's where we're tapping now. We don't really want to reject from here. We've got another 12 minutes on this 15. So I am just holding at the minute. But if it rejects from here, guys, that's probably that trade. We've still got enough time to push further down to create a steeper bottom way. The hour's going to be closing, so wait there. Let's have a look at this hour. Our get out on this is if the hour closes below 2,340. If the hour close does something like this, closes below, on the pullback we'll get out at break even. Okay? We'll get out at break even. But if this closes respecting like this, it means the next hour can just come back up. We don't want this 15 or 5 flipping, ideally. Need a bit of a steeper bottom way. Come on, get down. You do tend to reject from here though. But if you look at this one here, right? So this hour closed around this level. And then the new hour closed bullish. And then the next hour opened up, broke all the lows, tapped it, and then flipped to the upside. So that would look something like this. And then the new one then would open up, break the lows, and then flip bullish. So we could get something like that also, which would be fantastic because it really just flies. You would have flies on that. Come on, the 5. Steeper bottom wick for us. Struggling a bit here, guys. Oh, you are winding me up. Winding me up. See, there's this level here. If you look at these levels, this is where we've tapped. Here. Here. And then we've rejected. Rejected. You do eventually come back down, but it's after all this. So a 5 flipped. Oh, the 5 flipped. 5 flipped bullish. Anyone get in there? Anyone catch it? So close. How many pips away were we there? 3 pips. You'd be risk free now. No top wick on it. 15 still got 10 minutes. Find some better tunes here, guys. Oh, that's not really good. Put some chill music on. Can this 5 make it back down for us? Come on, the 5. Because the 15 can actually close down here, so if you look at the 15s, they can actually close right down here. So if this 15 can flip and push, create a steeper bottom wick, close down there, that'd be better. But this 5 could flip to the upside at any point. That would take the 15 with it. It's not what we want, really. What's the 30 doing? These ranges on the 30. See, I don't know where they are. We could be looking at something like this. The 30. You've tapped that level. The new 30 is going to create a bottom wick. Come on, 5. Be good to us. I'm looking at this, guys. It looks like it's this move here. Ah. This 5 can close bearish. It might initiate another push down. 2 minutes left of this 5. See how this 5 can close. I'll just image you, John, on the top of some stairs, just playing this. Is my mic loud enough, guys? I know it's quiet sometimes, isn't it? Or is that alright? We haven't missed it yet, mate. If this 5 closes bearish, that's a good sign that we're going to come and carry on. But we have got an area rejection here. So we're trying to work out if this is it. I would. Just some like a leaf hot pants or something. Like a hot pants made out of leaves. 60 quid plus fuel, that could be arranged. Do you know what? It's quite a good deal, that. So we need this 5 breaking the low. "30 seconds, come on the 5. I think we'd all like to see that in Relentless. A picture of you in some leaf hot pants. Playing the pink oboe. Yeah, look, this is what I'm looking at. These little levels. Could we potentially, if we get back down to this, could we take that? The 5's closed. The 5 closed. Yeah, the 5 brought the lows. Can we get down? What we can do is on the 15, I think we're going to get a big pullback on the 15. So if this next 5 can push down, which is the hour, isn't it? So where's this hour going to close? Oh, we're pushing, guys. Do we wait for the hour now? Because the hour's closing in 5 minutes. Are we going to reject from here? We rejected here. Even when we broke the law, we still rejected. Broke the law, still rejected. I think we're going to have to reject. Tapped, pull back. Tell me if we break that law. Yeah, I think we're going to have to still pull back, aren't we? So how is this hour going to close? That's the question. Because I wouldn't be taking sells unless the hour closes below here, but then I would want the 4 hour to close. I'd probably have to wait for the 4 hour. So it's how far is this 4 hour going to push? That's the question. Are we on it? Okay, stand by, guys. I'm not in yet. Okay, I am in for buys on this now, guys. I am in for buys. Okay, we've got buys on this now. It's a new hour close, so I don't think we're going to pull away straight away. Because we've got the new hour. The new hour is likely going to close down here. If the hour closes below, guys, I'm getting out. Okay, we'll wait for the second position, or we'll reevaluate. So your stops can either be sort of below here, 120 pips, or below here. Now we are aiming for about 35 pips, I think it is. So it's up to you where you put your stops. Okay. So make sure you adjust your. If you are going for the same stops as me, make sure you adjust your lot sizes. Okay. All on this hour. We need this hour to close respect, and if it doesn't, then we look to get out. However, the new hour does tend to pull back. Even when you drive down, you've got another little level here. We could maybe go risk-free there. Remember I told you we can go straight into drawdown. You can actually come all the way down to here. Right? You can even actually come all the way, look at this one, all the way down to the second position at 2, 3, 3, 4. Yeah, so don't be surprised if you go into drawdown. Like I said, these ranges are a bit all over the place. Okay. So it's a new hour now, 20 seconds. Come on, baby. Straight back up would be lovely. I mean, if we got an hour fake out, wow. So if this hour closes respect and we get a bullish hour close, because we've technically broke all the lows. Okay, so the hours broke the lows now, right? So we're going to keep an eye on it. I did say I would get out off this hour. However, I'd probably wait for the... No, I wouldn't wait for the 4, because the 4 can... The 4 can actually... actually, the 4 might be the one. Because if you look at this 4 drives down to 2, 3, 3, 6. So is the 4 going to drive down to 2, 3, 3, 6 and then pull back? Potentially. You've got another hour left of the 4. So if the 4 is going to drive, it's going to drive in this first 45 minutes of this hour, and then it'll start pulling back. No top wick, which is nice. broke the laws on this hour. Let's see what happens when you get an hour close below here. So you don't, you just drive through. If you're going to drive. We've got one here. You still pull back. These drove straight through. Straight through. Slowly came back up. Straight through. Slowly came back up. Tapped, rejected, back up. Do we need to come and tap this? Looking at previous data, it's rare you drive straight through to stop, so it looks like 100% of the time you come to this level, you reject, so we'll take a second entry to come back up. Even here, back up. So yeah, pretty good. These are more chilled music, innit? So look, even if you want to drive down, you can come to that second entry and still come back up for driving down. So let us see, guys. We've just got to wait. Like I say, this is probably a longer trade, this one. You're going off like the hours, and it might not play out till the 4 hour closes, which is another 4 hour. You got no top wick on this 1 hour still, so that's nice. But I will be taking the second entry from 2334. Okay. Hey, that's what we've got going on, guys. Oh, I'm feeling the vibe here. Now the more we push down, it's actually good for us, believe it or not, because the more we push down, the more liquidity we're grabbing in order to drive up. Good morning, Farhan, how you doing, mate? And what stops, Farhan, can be either below this level. Was it this level I said, or was it this one? Either below 2327, but the safest stops are 2317. It's a longer time frame trade, this, right? Higher time frame trade. But we're looking at 36 pips just for take partial move to break even. So the take partial move to break even is bigger. We're expecting, well, we're thinking that the daily's going to flip, but we have got contradiction on the daily and the weekly. So if the daily's going to flip, then ideal. If it's going to do that, but we know the weekly can flip to the downside also. But I can't take sells unless the forward closes below here. So I'm not looking at sells till the forward closes. And if the forward closes below, you still should then get a, let's say the 4 closes like this, you should still get a pullback on the 4 if you're going to drive down. So that's where we would get out of this trade and we could look at sells to come further down. God, we're pushing, like. We're pushing. Okay, stand by, guys. I will be taking another entry here. There is an area where it might reject from what we've seen. If you look left, you've got levels at where it's at now, 2337. Yeah, you could actually reject from here and then come back up. What's this? 15. That's interesting. Or can we come straight through? P, please, are there any basic rules for wick fills? Yeah, the basic rules are, so what tends to happen, let's say you get a, I don't know, let's do, you had some bullish candles, right? This is what tends to happen. Not all the time. Let's say you've had a doji. So each candle's got a wick through it. And price is struggling. Price is struggling, okay? And then what you'll sometimes see is, okay, top wick, price will push down aggressively. Let's change this black. Push down aggressively, and then have you noticed sometimes it pulls back but still closes bearish. And what you'll get is you'll get a big long wick like that. What tends to happen on the next candle, people think that's rejecting, but it's not. What it's doing is it's forcing people to get out, because on the lower time frames people are selling because it's breaking out on the lower time frames. Selling, 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 selling. Pulls back, people are panicking like shit, it's actually going to reverse, it's rejecting. So people then get out, and then what happens when the new candle opens up and you get a wick fill? Even if this is going to flip, what you tend to get is you get at least 50% of the wick filled. Fills the wick, even if it's going to flip. But what tends to happen, you tend to then push past the wick. But this pullback here, it's just made everyone enter, 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 and then when it pulls back, they've panicked and they're all getting out. Does that make sense? That's a basic general how wick fills work. And the Dean group know all about wick fills, because a lot of the strategies on the Dean involve wicks. I feel like clicking my fingers to this. This is lovely. Morning, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. Be much appreciated. Just a like and a subscribe really goes far, really helps the channel out. Now, it would have been better if that hour had closed respecting, because we've technically broke out on the hour. However, we also know that the hour can break out and still reject. So you've got a breakout here, you've got a breakout here, you've got a breakout here. And then the next hour came back up. So is this hour then going to flip to the upside? You've got a reason to come back up. You've got no top wick. So even if you want to drive down, I would think you're going to have to come back to this level. Okay. So if this hour does close bearish further down, I would still think the new hour is more than likely going to come back to that before driving. And at that point, if we close bearish on the next hour, we can look to get out at break even as we come back to that area. But this trade is still, nothing's gone up, nothing's happened. Like we knew before we gone into it, we can go straight into drawdown because the ranges are all skew-if. So you just relax, prepare yourself for drawdown. But yeah, I couldn't take sells yet, guys. I'd have to take the 4 hour. But I do like this area though. Fill the wick, and how to know if it will probably go higher than the wick. Please please basic rules for stand by, guys. Okay, what we're looking at. Okay, stand by, I will be getting a second entry on. Can we tap it? Okay guys, I am in for a second entry on this. Stops are the same for me. And then what we'll do, we'll be taking the profit from here back up, and then we'll close this one out at break even, and we'll take the profit from this second one. Okay, so pay attention here, right? Okay. But I mean, if this hour could flip to the upside, that would be unreal. There's 48 minutes left of this hour, so it means there's enough time to drive further down, or there's enough time for this hour to flip. But like I say, guys, this might not flip until the hour closes, which is the 4 hour. Because if you look at the fours can pull all the way. If you look at this 4 can actually pull all the way down here, and then start coming back and still play out. So this is what I'm saying, it might be a longer time frame trade, so we've just got to wait. Unfortunately, that's what trading is. I mean, yesterday we waited bloody what, 4.5 hours? It was worth it, but we waited a long time. We've got a new 15-minute candle in 2 minutes, so if the new 15 if we pull back on this 15, the new 15 is likely going to come up, create a top wick, close the first one out, and we'll take the profit from the second one. You can even close the second one out if you want. You should still have some nice profit. Where can this 15 close though? That is the question. So the 15 can still close down here. So we could get something like this. The 15 closes around 2337, which is pulling back now. And then the new 15 opens up, gives a bottom wick, and then flips and comes back up. So we could get something like that. Two minutes for the close. USD's pretty strong though. I don't like how strong it is. I've got to do videos today. This is my last day in the office. I'm off tomorrow, off this week, going away. So I need to make some videos today. It's just the editing takes ages. Let's have a look at the 30 anyway. What's a 30 doing? 30 still got no top wick, but there's no top wick on this, and we still drove down. Okay, we'll have to be careful with that. Oh, comes down to there as well. But we broke highs here. We haven't broke any highs. That's the thing. We haven't broke any highs, so I just can't see us driving down. I mean, it might do. Forex is anything can happen. But that's my chain of thought. What day are we on? Tuesday. 3 o'clock news. So we might get something like this, where we tap and we pull back. So we might have to look at this area, see what we're like profit wise. But still you play out with that. The 30 comes down, closes down here, and then, oh, we don't want this. Look at this. Look at this trickle back up. Oh, that'd be awful. Is that the new 15 now? Yeah, okay. Okay, new 15. Okay, no bottom wick on that 15. That's a good sign. That is a good sign. Can this come back up? Create a top wick for this 15. I'm trying to see where we've had no bottom. Oh, there's no bottom wick on this one either. What we really need is this 15 to give us a bottom wick and then flip to the upside. Because if two of them have got no bottom wick, it means, and this one pulls back first, it means this one's going to flip soon to the downside. we've got another 15 minutes for the 30, right? So it's the 30. What is the 30 gonna look like? Yeah, we could just mess about here, guys. Might be a longer time trade, so it might not play out, like I say, to the 4 hour. So we've just got to wait out. Round here though, we need to look at sort of our profit, because you can reject from this area. And I don't like how we both have not got a bottom wick. So we'll have to make a decision around that, whether we get out a break even. This will probably be, you should still be in profit. I would think you probably, there's 38 pips. 12 pips, so you'd be up about, what would you be up by? 20 odd pips. 20 odd pips. But this 15 can flip to the downside at any point, guys. There's no bottom wick on it. We needed the bottom wick on it, really. So don't panic if we flip. You want to get a stress ball? Emma got me a stress ball when I'm trading. If I'm in drawdown. It's quite nice. So the 4 hours, the next big candle to close, right? Now, you've had a big pushing candle on this 4, which is good. Because we've had a pushing candle, when you get a pushing candle, it means you tend to then pull back quite a bit on the next one, okay? So it's where this 4 is going to close. We ideally want the 4 closing respecting this level. If we can close respecting that on the 4, yeah, we close respecting that every time. I mean, you broke below here, then you came back above. But if you close respecting this, you should be pulling back with the new 4. Okay, should be pulling back with the new 4. But this is what I'm saying. This 4 could still push and close down here, so we might not play out till the next 4. Do you know what I mean? We might not make our way back up until the next 4. So if you read in the chart, you prepare yourself that, okay, this might not play out straight away. I mean, I'm gonna have to wait. What's this 15 doing here? Oh, it's messed about. There's 15 in there. It's a nice 5 close. Did we break a high? Still got no bottom wick. What we would need to see now really is a new 5 open up, create a bottom wick, and then flip. That's what we would probably need to see. That means the 15 then would have a bottom wick. That's sort of what we want to see. Gold's getting strong on the 5, 24.5 going up, 52.5 going down USD, but USD is significantly stronger currently. It didn't actually tap our wing-back zone, did it? So if this 5 can come down, bottom wick, then that would say it's been tapped at that point. Because if we look left, it always gets tapped. And we actually haven't tapped it, so it would make sense if the 5 can come down, break the lows again before driving up. Tap. I mean, these ones didn't tap it. Ah, what are these? Let me just mark this up. What's that? What is that? Oh, right, okay. You've still got no bottom wick though, so I would imagine you're going to get a bottom wick. Might be wrong, let's see. Did the 5 give us a bottom wick? Not much of a bottom wick. Are you going to pop up now? Now if we can get, what would we want to see really? Even when you close back in these ranges above, it doesn't mean you're going to drive. Yeah, I've just got to wait. I'm not doing anything at the minute. I still would prefer bottom wick. We're sort of asking for more drawdown, unfortunately, guys. That's what we want. Relax and think about me playing the flute in the mankini at the top of Pete's stairs. Yeah. You'd suit a mankini. It'd really bring out your eyes. Because all we need now is we need price to form structure here. We need price to be rejecting here on the lower time frame, and that'd be the 1 hour closing respecting. Sorry, the 4 hour closing respecting and the 1. Good morning, Nate. And then the new hour then pulls back on the new 4. How are you doing, Nate? Crazy Beats is back. Yes, he's out of jail. He's out of Facebook, YouTube jail. Oh. Yeah, mate. As soon as he starts talking, I won't even say the word because we might get cut off. Rain due here? I don't know what it's like here. Yeah, it's proper grey and cloudy. It's grey and cloudy here as well. I don't know if it's going to rain though. We're in a trade, but we're just waiting for it to play out. It might not play out till the new fall closes, which is 35 minutes. So we are just waiting at the minute. I got tempted to take that trade, but held firm on Meraki. What, the Dean trade? What was the Dean trade then? Oh, CJ. Yeah, we're not moving, guys, because the 1 hour looks like it's going to close down there at resistance. That's why we're not moving, if you're wondering why we're not moving. And it'd be nice if the fires can just make it up and play out beforehand. That'd be better, because that means the hour would be pulling back. But what we don't want is, we want the hour to pull back, but remember, if we're left bearish with a big wick, what we're going to get, Nelly? We're probably going to get a wick fill. So maybe we're going to come back down. So, in a way, we need a bit more drawdown, believe it or not. I know you don't like it, but we need the 15 to create a bottom wick. That's what we want. Because the longer this 15 stays bullish like this, it means the last 5 minutes, which it's on now, it could flip, create a bottom wick. Or if this 15 closes bullish, that's a good sign, because we're starting to create structure. But we really need the new 15 to come down, break the lows, and then flip. That's what I would like to see. I don't think we can drive up without breaking these lows again. Oh, look at the 15 now, last 3 minutes. Is it going to flip and push? Really struggling, isn't it? Come on the 5s, come and break these lows again. So something like this where we've come down, we didn't quite tap our area, but let's say we did tap it, and then we've pulled up, we closed bullish, and then the new 5 has come down, broke the lows, and then flipped, and that initiates the push back up. That is exactly what we would need to see, where we need to come and break the lows one more time. This broke the low one more time, and then it flipped. I know you don't like it, but that's what price needs at the minute. And if you don't like it, guys, I mean, I would say put it on the hour, but the hour doesn't look the best. So, just chill. Losses are part of the game. If this doesn't play out, you've got to just get comfortable with losses, right? It's part of it. You will always take another loss. Another loss is always coming, okay? Oh god, it's dead chilled in here. Can you actually hear the music? Can you hear the music, Nate? Alright, okay, cool. And ideally what we don't want is, you see this here, this doesn't look the best because we're right next to us, right? This. Because if the hour can still close respect and the next hour can fly down, right? But the issue with this is, why did this happen? And why do we think this won't happen? Which it could happen, guys, remember, it could. But this broke a high and we haven't broke a high. And that's why I've took this trade. $30 minutes is about to close. Can we get a pullback on the new 30? The 15's flipped. What's this 30 going to do now? We still haven't tapped this level. Weird. New 30's opened up. Can the 30 come down first and then flip up? Come on! No bottom wick on this 30 either. Okay, now. So that tells us that this 30 is more likely going to close bullish. Right, so if this 30 can push down, create a bottom wick for that. To be honest, the 15 flipped bearish, didn't it? Yeah. Okay, create a bottom wick. Tap that zone now. Tap the zone. Can this 15 now flip bullish? That's what we want. If this 15 can flip bullish, it might not, because we might close doji on the 30, and that would keep the hour and the forward down in these levels. That's what would happen with that, okay? Yeah, it's outside, mate. The new crow's nest is outside in the garden. It's only small, but it's all I need. It's a bit dark. I am getting a glass panel for the door, so a glass window is going to go on the door with like blackout blinds. On here is going to be loads of green foliage with LED. I'm getting LED XAUUSD gold, so that'll be going across there. Yeah, as they say in Nottingham, the yeah. No, it's more Yorkshire than it. Was it? Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm going to bring Relentless down a bit so you can actually see the logo. Yeah, so that's going to come down a bit. And then, yeah, it's in the garden. It's in the garden. It's an old outhouse. That's what it is. It's the old outhouses, or the bin storages, if you like, and I've just converted it. Insulated it all. Boarded it, painted it. Put some nice lights in it. I need some LEDs, or you've got to have LEDs, don't you? It's like the rule of traders. You've got to have LEDs. I've got my rock lamp. Want to see my rock lamp? They make it feel dead cozy. Look at that. I've got my little cat bags on the wall. Lego. You know. Sweet. That's the one, isn't it? Now, if this one is going to flip and close bullish, then that means the 30 is going to initiate it. It means this 30 is going to initiate it. But whether this 30 is going to do it, I don't know. I don't think it would really. I think the 4 hour is going to be the one really, guys. So it means we're probably going to have to wait for the 4. But how far can the 4 push? This is the thing. If you look at these 4s, and we were coming up from these levels, so if we look where prices came from these levels, this one pushed actually all the way down to 2327 and then rejected. So this is what I'm saying. If we get a forward close below there like that, I'll probably close out both. Okay, for a loss. If we get a forward close below there, because, but I say that because if you look at this one, we got a forward close below there, and we still came back. So it might be a case of just leaving it, and if it stops, it stops. If it doesn't, the odds are more it's going to pull back. So if you look at the 4, this 4 came all the way down to, could we take a 3rd position? I don't think I'd take a 3rd position, man. But you have actually got a rejection area here on the 4, and then the new 4 pulls back. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, if you close respect on the 4 here, you should be pulling back anyway. But even if you close below, there is still a chance you're going to pull back. It's only twice where you've came straight through stops to stops twice out of all the times. But that's not to say that it can't happen again, because remember, it's Forex. Anything can happen. We're going off probabilities. The market's done things in the past and we're trying to copy it. That's it. That's all we do. A Lego fan I am. I've got I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I've got a Range Rover. A bloody Defender. And I've got a V-Dub camper. I do like a bit of Lego. I used to love it as a kid, Nella. I absolutely love it as a kid. Do you like Lego, Nella? Or have you got kids who like Lego? Yeah, I might have to wait for the new 40, guys. So I'd go and chill out, get yourself a brew. I think I'm gonna go and make a brew. Another one. You remember this 4 can come all the way down to 2-3, 2-8 and reject. Okay. Yeah, it was a V-dub. V-dub camperman. Football, guys, who's going to win the Euros? Who's going to win the Euros? If we don't win with that team we've got, I don't know. It's a manager. It's got to be. Kids. But they have very nice building kits for adults too. Yeah, they do. Piano, yeah. I'd love to do the Star Wars one, the big ship, the Star Wars one. I mean, it would take weeks, months even. That Defender took me ages, and I've done it wrong. The wheels, but I can't be asked to take it apart and do it right. The wheels don't roll together; they sort of go like that. So I don't know if I put something on backwards or what, but it's massive. Like if I show you, get it out. Well, I mean, I'm only a small guy anyway, but. The size of it. I could actually get in this and drive it. Huge, man. And if you turn the wheels, I don't know if you can see the wheels turning. Someone's gonna come on this channel and go, "What the fuck have I just joined here?" Engine. So the issue I've got is this wheel goes that way, but the other one on the other side goes the opposite. Goes the opposite to that one. So when I turn this one's going the opposite. So I've done something wrong. So I do need to have a play about with it, but it just took me that long. I was like, I'm not fucking splitting it all down to work out what's the issue. Definitely couldn't be a mechanic. We're still pushing down here. 19 minutes, guys. Waiting. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I'll show you my V-dub one as well. I mean, this is it's falling apart. This one. V-dub. A little roof. This is probably falling apart though of me lifting it. It's been stored for ages. I'm going to move into this house. And then inside. You can see inside. It's proper all laid out and that. But again, it's all working in that. Like the steering wheel turn the wheels and no, it doesn't. I lied. I've just made that up. It doesn't actually turn the wheels. But yeah, I like V-dubs, but I'll be honest with you, I'm going off them a bit now. Do you know why I'm going off them? Because everyone's got one. You see them all over. And I think the V-dubs, if you've seen the electric one looks horrible. It looks like Chinesey. It's like what you get in China. It looks disgusting. The electric V-dub. Don't like it at all. Now, is this the weekly flipping, or is this the daily bottom wick? Is this the weekly flipping to the downside, guys, or is this the daily bottom wick to flip to the upside? That is the question. Contradiction to what we've got. Contradiction. Yeah, it's got curtains. It's got like drinks and that in there, like cups. It's cool, like. Yeah, we're still bearish on the 15, still bearish on the 5. 5 still pushing down. 30 still pushing. 1 hour, still got no top wick on that 1 hour though. And we've got no top wick on the 30. Are we going to reject here, or are we going to close below? That is the question. That is the question. Right, I'm going to go and make another cup of tea. Now it's probably going to happen till the new 4, and then we're going to need to see where the 4 is going to land, and then we need to decide what the 4 is going to do. So if the 4 closes below this, we need to decide, okay, what are we doing? Because one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to drive down, hit our stops, or you're going to fake out around here, come back up, hit our target. What else have we got if the 4 breaks below? Again, you can break below again. You come down close to stops, you still play out. Okay. Or another one, you break below, you come down to stops, or you break below, come close to stops, still play out, or break below, play out. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wins, 2 losses. What's going to happen? So the odds are like 60% that it's going to reverse on the 4. So we need to decide, what are we going to do if the 4 closes below? Are we just going to close out for a loss, or are we going to hold and just let it play out? And if it hits stops, it hits stops. Now ideally though, we want this 4 to close respecting. If it closes respecting, then I'm just leaving it. I'm just leaving it. Because, let's have a look. If the 4 closes respecting, can you still come down and hit stops? Let's have a look. So 4 close respecting, back up. 4 close respecting, but pull back, so it would have played out. 4 close respecting, straight back up. Close respecting, pull back, played out. So if the 4 closes respecting, 100% of the time, you pull back. Does that make sense? See what I've just done there? We've just created the probabilities. We've just worked out the odds of every scenario. If the 4 closes below, it's about 60%, it can still play out. So we've got to decide, what do we do with that knowledge? If the 4 closes respecting, we just leave and hold. Long-term trade, or longer time frame trade, shall we say. It's a new 15-minute now. I said this might not drive back up yet because the hour wants to close down here, which the 4 wants to close down here. But I believe the 15, what's the 15 doing? 15 closed bearish, no bottom wick. Well, you did reject a bit, right? So yeah. So it's all on the 4, guys. I'm gonna go make a cup of tea. I'll be back shortly. working. We're not forming structure yet, are we? No structure whatsoever. 7 minutes left for 30 minutes. We're just waiting, guys. Not going on really. We're still pushing down, we're still looking bearish, so we need some sort of structure getting formed. Lego roses, lilies to their mothers, grandmas and all of this gift even like the process. Yeah, that'd be good, that. It is good Lego, like. It'll be around forever, won't it? Well, you say that, kids these days, just everything technology. Everything's technology. Even my kids are not really into Lego. I thought they would be, but they're just not. I'm more into Lego than my kids. USD's so strong. Come on, can the 4 pull back? It's all on the 4, guys. It's nice it's pushed down this far though. Right, I know you don't like drawdown, but it is nice it's pushed this far down. Because if it does flip, if the daily is going to flip, it's going to have some nice liquidity to push up. I'm not saying the daily is going to flip though, right? Because remember, if you watch the top down back, if you watch on YouTube, we said there's contradictions today, which is not ideal. The weekly could flip to the downside and the daily could flip to the upside. So we've got contradictions, okay? What we've got off here is we've drove down without breaking any highs. So even this didn't break this high. So what is this? Why are we driving down? We don't know. And if we are going to drive down, we do believe we're probably going to do something like that. Which obviously we're going to grab this to this. And that's the plan. If it doesn't play out, just Forex. There's another entry here, but I'm not taking another entry, guys. But you could potentially take another entry to come back up. But come on the 4, chill out. Chill, chill, chill. This is the it's all on this 4, guys. How is this 4 going to close? We know we can close below. If we close below, we're likely going to push to tap at least 2328. But it's whether we can get a pullback first before tapping. I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll probably push down first, close to our stops, to then pull back. If we're going to do it, or we're going to come straight through stops. I don't know. We've just got to see. But ideally, we don't want to close below. If we do close below, we close below here, and then we pull back, we could close out the second trade at break even. Probably close both out around there, so we'll see. I mean, some of them still play out. The odds are pretty good to come back up, but I don't like the odds. You know what my odds are like? I like high probability. About 60% to still come back up if the forward closes below. Here's the 1 hour. 1 minute, guys. Here's another thing as well, right? When I say this might be a longer term trade, I might actually be leaving this with you, because if this 4 closes respecting, right, then the next 4 might just be like that. See the little bullish doji 4, and that's that's one forward candle. Doesn't do much at all. So we could get a 4 hour small doji style candle with wick either side, but the wick won't be big enough to sort of get out of this second trade, and then the new 4, that's when we start coming back up. So you're looking 2 o'clock, and then, you know, so that's what I'm saying, it's a longer term trade. So we'll see how this 4 closes. So I might be leaving this with you, okay, but I'll track it all, we'll update, I'll keep it all recorded and things like that. 30 seconds, guys. Come on. Come on, the 4 pullback, baby. I mean, the 4 can actually come down, tap, reject. 15 seconds. It's going to close right at it, isn't it? 2, 1. That hasn't helped us at all. What has that done now? Has that close respecting? Has it closed below? I mean, you could argue that it's closed below. You could argue that it's closed respecting. It's not a clear breakout, is it? Not convinced, guys. I'm not convinced. Has that closed respecting, or has it closed below? Let's have a look on the 1, or the 3 and the 2. So see, the 3 hour range is there. That's the 3 hour range, which it hasn't closed below, or it's there, which it's closed respecting. What about the 2? The 2 hour range, you could argue and say the 2 hours there. Rejection, rejection, rejection. Yeah, you've got more rejections here. I'd probably say that's the 2 hour range. So if that's the case, then you're still respecting. You haven't got much of a bottom wick on it though, have you? We could probably say it's respecting that, guys. We have got reasons to come back up, mind. What's the 1? I mean, the 1 for me, there's the 1 hour range, and it hasn't broke out the 1, has it? Yeah, I think the 1's helped us out there. I think the 1 looks a bit more. But when the 1 closes, what's this? We could just push back to 2336. Close respecting, back up, back down, back up. We could really just mess about here. Yeah, I'm just holding, guys. I'm holding for this. This will be a case of pull back, play out of stops. I will be looking at 2, 3. I mean, where's the sweet spot? Where would be the sweet spot? So let's see with the hour closes like this. Where would the sweet spots be? So what I mean by sweet spot is our second entry was here. That's 51 pips, so we're looking at 25 pips. So the sweet spot is around there for break even. So what we could do is, if the hour does pull back, we could just close both full. Just because, I mean, the hour looks nice, but it's the 4. I don't know if the 4 is broke out or not. We could argue. So we'll see. I'm trying to look as well, if I would take sells, I actually wouldn't have been able to get in any of these sells. Maybe this 1 hour, but the issue with this 1 hour, it did break below. You didn't get a top wick. So I wouldn't have got in on any of these sells. The only way I would get in on sells is if this 4 hour had broke below, but we don't know if it has, and then I'd need a top wick anyway. I'd need a top wick coming to tap 2,340 for me to take sells below. So that's the only way I would take sells. So yeah, guys, it's going to be a case of stops or play out this for me, I think. So it is what it is. Let's see how we get on. We should get a pullback, but if it's broke below, you might get something like this where we pull down and then you mess about, and so we'll see. I'll probably give it another hour, see how the hour closes, and I'll probably leave you with it, because it might not play out for a while. Because this 4 hour might close like this, and then the next 4 comes up, and that's just to break even on this one. But I mean, it's still a winning trade, because the second trade would be your profit, wouldn't it? So that's 8 hours for this to play out. So we'll see. Might even give you 30 minutes. We'll see how it gets on here. Because what can these hours do now then? So this hour, we could actually get it. So this hour closed respecting, and then the new hour actually broke out. So the new hour could come and tap 2,328, and then come back into the range, and then another hour, which doesn't quite make the sweet spot, and then you drop all the way below, and then you're coming back up, and it just might not play out for ages. We have such a bearish run. I think you're going to get a pullback at some point. Unless we get something like these. So we've had a nice bearish run down. Then you've closed respecting the 1 hour zone. And the new hour, creating a bottom wick, flips to the upside and pushes to our sweet spot. But then comes back down, so it's whether you get out of break even on the sweet spot or whether you hold. This is probably the only one it looks like where you've had such a big drop. Actually, I lie. You've got this one as well. So you've had such a big drop. You close respecting. But this hour came and tapped 2,319. So do we have to come and tap 2,319 before coming back up? Pull back. So is this hour going to push down, tap 2,319, then pull back, close respect, and then the new hour comes back up? Now if it does that, that'd be fantastic, because then you could probably extend your TP. Well, it would come straight through to TP at that point, because you've now got the liquidity. So we're just waiting, guys. Oh shit, sorry, I haven't left it on the screen. Let's see if this 1 hour can tap and then flip. That's ideally what we would like. On the bright side, it does kind of look like it's starting to stall as it's pushing down. Yeah, spoke too soon. That's a close below, mate. If I gotta leave it, I'll be first BE first trade, TP at first trade, BE. TP at first trade, BE. I don't know what you mean, mate. Yeah. It's just whether this 4 is going to give us a steep top wick. You've got no top wick. I haven't got much of a top wick on it. Well, that's it. I mean, is the 4 closed below? You could say it's closed below, but look at these ones. You can still close below and still come back. But you've got to just look at previous. All your answers are previous data. There's no one getting emotional about it. All the answers. I'm not saying you're getting emotional about it, by the way. But don't get emotional. Just look all the answers. Like, price can come down to close to our stops, right? And then still reject. Twice where it comes through. However, them twice where it comes through, you still get bullish closures. So doesn't hit stops straight away. Look at these. So you got another forward bearish close. It didn't actually hit stops until 1, 2, 3, 4 4-hour candles. So ages. So I'm not really having it that's gonna carry on coming down. Definitely on stream, I don't think, because it might do, but it'd be new data. That's what price can do. It can create new data. But from previous data, prices never just flew straight through. It's always pulled back. If you look at this 4 area here, and this is the other time where it comes through. So you actually get a proper forward close, and then you get a bullish forward before then driving through. And that's an Asian session. That's 2 o'clock in the morning. Do you know what I mean? If price does come straight through, then it's new data, guys. Nothing I can do with new data. Unfortunately, nothing I can do. So we'll see. But we know the 4s can come and tap 2, 3, 2, 2, 1. But it's really pushing down at the minute. Really heavily. Oh shit! Right there. Where am I? But if we hit stops now, that's the weekly flipping. That'll be the weekly flipping to create a steeper bottom wick, and there's nothing you can do about it. just, it is what it is. The weekly's stronger than the daily, and that's the daily pushing. But if this daily is going to flip to the upside, or even close bearish, I don't know whether it's going to push and break the lows. It shouldn't really push and break the lows. You might get something like this. Tap the body, pull back, close bearish, back into the zone, and then the next day, top wick, and then you come down. I'm not sure we can get that. I mean, we can do, because Forex, anything can happen, but could we be looking at something like that? We could. There's another. I would think you're going to have to break the highs. Why do I think you're going to have to break the highs? Because why didn't this daily carry on? Because this wasn't enough liquidity. So we came back up, right? We came back up. So is this enough liquidity now to drive past it? I'm not sure. I think you're probably gonna have to break these highs. You haven't broke any high. You haven't broke this. You've got no top wick on this daily. So if this daily maybe had a top wick like this, if this daily had a top wick like that, then yeah, I'd be papping myself. I'd probably be out now, because I think, well, it's created a top wick now. It's broke highs, so this can drive down. But I'm just, I don't know, guys. I'm not very confident that I can drive. I might be wrong though. You know, I don't have all the answers. Don't have all the answers, right? But if this 4 can flip to the upside, should be all good. It's just a case of if. Come on, can we flip? But it's hit that next zone, lovely. Normally, if I wasn't on stream, right, I would have took a third entry here. Right, but obviously I'm not going to do it on stream, because you can't do it on, I'd only do it on my live account. You can't do it on prop accounts, especially if you're risking 2% per trade, because you're going to violate that daily drawdown if you do push into drawdown, right? So once you build up your capital and you're getting payouts from your prop firms, you put money into a live account, build up, because at the end of the day you want to get the point where you're on a live account, but you don't want to use your own money. You want to use payouts from props and things like that. But yeah, it is an area where I would have probably took a third entry on it. Oh. Trying to get a nice screen. So we know this is the sweet spot, guys. Yeah, I would take partially, it was these, wasn't it? These ones. But if this 4 flips now, we could pull back quite significantly, because we've now got the liquidity. So it's just whether this 4 is going to pull back or not and flip. What's going to tell us? Well, probably the 15s, the 5s, when we start seeing structure being formed. That's what's going to tell us. Let's have a look at the 15. You've got a wick on this. Are you going to get a wick fill? It's a 15 area here where we've closed respecting, but it's whether you're going to get a bullish close on this or whether you're going to get that wick fill. Might mess about here, guys, like come up, back down, come up. Like I say, a longer time frame trade. I feel like I'm in like a pub. Some bloke playing the piano in the background. John Mears just pops out of nowhere on the piano. And we got a 15 close back up. It might just be this though, guys, so don't get excited yet. This could just be this. We could pull back to these levels and then we could pull back down. Okay, so it might not be that. Now if it does pull back up to that, you could look at get out around there. You'd be small loss, but what do you want to do with that? It's tough with the 4 because we don't have the 4s close respecting. The 1 hour is definitely close respecting. So I would like to see this 1 hour close doji or small bullish here. That would confirm that this zone is getting respected, and that would probably confirm that the 4s closed respecting to come back up. So if the 1 can close respecting this, then yeah, we're looking pretty good. Okay. I started to start. I gotta tell. If I gotta leave it, be first. What you hit break even at first trade? TP at first trade break even. Yeah. Yes, mate. So your second trade, your TP really on it, is this one. So the entry of the first trade. So we're gonna the whole idea of this is what you do is you take the profit from this second trade up to the first trade. You close the first trade out at break even, getting rid of the risk. You take partial out of this second trade, and now you're left with that. So you'll be risk free. That's how you take the risk off the table quick. It's all about getting the risk off the table for me, guys. How many times have you found a nice setup, market make, OB, however method you've learned, everything looks spot on, you're in profit, you're like, yeah, I'm in profit, woo, and then you just be that little bit too greedy and price turns on you and smashes stop loss. And it's happened to me loads. And I just feel that getting rid of the risk straight away, like the partials, I live off the partials. Yeah, it's rare that my price actually goes to my TP. It's quite rare because I live off the partials. Anything extra is a bonus. That's the way I look at it. It's the same with me stops. Like if I wasn't on stream, I wouldn't even be placed. So when I say I put my stops down here, I mean I don't even place them really when I'm trading. I don't place my TP either. I just watch price and then I close out when price is not doing what I want it to do. Do you know what I mean? So, because you do get a lot of neg heads who come on and they go, God, you've got negative RR, your stops are massive for 10 pips. Well, yeah. I only put it on there for safety, just for streaming. This is a worst case, but really I wouldn't trade with a stop loss. The 5's got no top work. Can we push? Oh. Is this 1 hour gonna flip? Let's have a look at the 30. The 30's next to close. Ooh. So the 30 can still close down here. Still put that. But ideally, if the 30 can come back into the zone, that would be nice to come back up. But I don't know whether it's going to do it. It's definitely an area resistance down here, 2330. There's an area here as well, guys. I think we might have to decide what we're doing around here. It's not quite the sweet spot, but it's a small loss. Because price is either going to reject from here or come through. The odds are still to come up, but it's the massively reduced. It's like 60-40. So I think we've just got to wait for the hour, really. See what the hour's going to do. We've got 4 minutes left for the 30 to go. I do believe the 30 is going to close down here, but it's whether the next 30 is going to close back into the range, which would be the hour, closing respecting. That would be nice. It's completely up to yourself. I mean, to be honest with you, with stops, right? Ideally, you want the stops below the daily, because the daily is allowed to come and test the wick, and then it can still flip. So ideally, you want your stops below the daily, but the stops were so big. Because the range below is so big, so that's the only place I could put stops, really. But this is the closest thing. If you're going to hit stops here, you're likely going to push to break the lows anyway, so that's why I've got stops there. But by all means, if you want to move stops, and you can do because of your risk, if you can move stops, move them to the low, but I can't move stops because I'm maxed out. I do because I have 1% to play with, so I risk 2% per trade. So if I take 2 trades on the props and I lose, that's 4% down. Yeah, so that means I've got 1% to play with, because you normally get 5% on a prop firm account. Did you go to St James's? Yes, I didn't, mate. No, I didn't. Why? Were you there, Sharif? I live in Wales, don't I? So it's like, it's rare I can get the games, really. It's like a treat. We like to go around Christmas time because we do a bit of shopping. We stay in the Crown Plaza. We go to the Metro Centre, and we have like an evening game. We always try and get an evening game, just the atmosphere is just better. I mean, if I lived back in the North East, I'd be trying to get a season ticket, but it's a generational thing for a season ticket. You've got to wait for people to die to get one. The list is huge. Nah, I didn't, man. We found some structure here, guys. So 30's about to close. Let's see if the new 30 can close back up, and that brings the 1 hour back to respect this level. But again, it doesn't have to, because look, hour close below, and then you can just mess about here. You can really just mess about here. So we've had a big drop, and then hours, and then you start coming up. This is what I'm saying. I might just leave you with this trade because it might not play out for ages. This is, if I wasn't streaming today, this is probably something I would have placed buy limits and set an alert and just left it. and wait for it to get hit basically. I believe we do have some news. 3 o'clock, so you haven't got any news until ages really. So ideally we want to be out before that, which I think we should be. Good morning. Good morning guys, if you're watching on YouTube. Drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, really helps the channel out. Jump into our Discord as well. Oh, where's my MT4 gone? We're currently in drawdown at the minute. Currently in drawdown. Which is normal, by the way, right? Because I've been through as well. I've been on the other end where you've jumped onto people's streams and then draw like shit them. Yeah? If you have that attitude, trading's probably not for you. Because if you do know about trading, you'll understand losses are normal, drawdowns normal, yeah? All part of trading. So the 30's closed now. The 30's closed bearish. Where's it closed? We broke this low. We broke this one as well. Are we going to drive down? We just got to see if we can get some structure formed, guys. Now what we can really do. It's on this hour really. If this hour can pull back and close respecting would be lovely. We need to form some structure. I'll stay on till 11 guys and then, but we're still looking good at the minute. Remember what I said at the start as well? You sort of want drawdown to get liquidity to pull back. So could this be the push down in order to pull back on the 4? Because the 4, if you look at the 4 hour, you still haven't had much of a top wick on the 4. Right? But the only thing what's negative on it is this 4 didn't have much of a top wick and drove down. So yes, we could carry on coming down on this 4, but if we have close respecting all the others, even when you broke the low there, you still pull back. You pull back, pull back, pull back. Even when you broke the lows here, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, broke the low, pull back, broke the low, pull back. So this is what I'm saying, it's the odds, it's only these levels. There's 2 areas where we've drove through straight to stops. This one and this one. All the others have pulled back. So if it does carry on and just hit stops, it's just Forex guys, it's just, yeah, that's what it is. Sorry, that's a 4. Let's see what this 4 can do. I mean, that third entry would have been fantastic. Can this one pull back up? That'd be... What he's doing today then? I need to spend some time with the missus. Spend some time with the missus today. Tomorrow, sorting everything out. Go away on Wednesday. I won't lie, I'm pretty scared, you know. Going away. You know what it is? Hangovers. Can't handle the hangovers. I think once you hit 30, it's like a switch. Your body starts declining. So you ache more. Like I used to play football. And honestly, it was like a switch where when I was 29, I'd play football. I'd be able to play the next day if I wanted to. As soon as I hit 30, I'd play football and I'd be stiff as out. I'd be like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. I'd be stiff as out for 2-3 days. But in the same with hangovers, you have it one night out, the next it's like 2-3 day hangovers now. Just can't handle it anymore. Come on, can we pull back? I was looking forward to tomorrow, New York session live streaming with our very own Vicky Dean, probably the smartest person I've ever met. Very intelligent. I'm more the looks of the company, you see. I'm more the looks. See, we feel with me saying that. So New York's going to happen. There's a schedule out. I think I put it on my Facebook the other day. Or did I? If you're in our Discord, if you go to the announcements, there's a schedule. So it shows me trading Monday, Tuesday. And then Wednesday's starting early, I believe. Wednesday's starting early. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, New York session. And then next week, I'll be back Monday through... Well, it won't be Monday because I don't get back till Wednesday. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And they'll be doing again Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, more than likely. So now you're going to have London and New York session. So the normal routine will be London Monday to Friday with myself, 8 AM. And then New York will only happen Wednesdays and Fridays, sometimes Thursdays. That's what's going to happen. I think New York and it's going to get traded again, but it'll be just for members on the other days, on the off days. Moving very slow. I mean, we are stalling a bit now, which is nice. So whether this 30 is going to close back into the range. Like I say, we might get a 1 hour close below like this and then a new hour fake out back in. But if this hour closes respecting, and then I'll stay on the stream. Okay, I'll stay on. Because the next hour might pull back up for us. But if it doesn't and closes below, might as well jump off because you're then going to have to wait for another hour close back in. There's 12 o'clock. Yeah. And then the next hour be 1 o'clock. That's when it might play out. 1 or 2 o'clock. And I'm not going to be on the stream from there, guys. I won't lie. Oh, okay. Well, this is the thing in trading, guys. Like, you really need to understand is it is all about long term. And I never used to think like this, right? I just wanted to make money when I first started, and I'd be profitable for a week, and that's it. I think I've made it. I remember having my first 100% win week. I remember that, and I thought, yep, I've made it. And like the next 2 weeks, I was like, minus blew it all. Yeah. You will get minus weeks. You will get 100% weeks. You will get 100% months. You will get minus months. Believe it or not. We've had one minus month, February. They will come. Right? It's all about the long term. The long term. Look back in a year and go, okay, am I profitable? How much am I profitable by? 10%. Fantastic, you're profitable. Next year, how much am I profitable by? 9%. Okay, I'm still profitable. Next year, how much am I profitable by? 12%. Fantastic, I'm still profitable. So you know, the last 3 years you are profitable. You are profitable, and all you do then is you just build up your accounts, as in you build up the money in the account, but also you just add prop firms to the account and you trade copy to the other accounts because you know you're profitable. That makes sense. Even if you're 1%, I average about 2.5% a month. Yeah, 2.5% a month. I average. But 2.5% on a 10k account is not much. But 2.5% on 400k accounts or a million worth of an account is a lot of money. So all I do is I just add accounts to my trade copier. That's all I do. I've got loads of cool pictures to put up, but it's like I don't want to really clutter this room. I don't know if you've watched some of the educational videos, as in the courses. I'm in the old nest and I've got a wall just full of cool pictures. I've got a Newcastle badge. I've got some army pictures, old army days. But they just won't fit in here. Come on, the 30. Can we form some structure? It's all on the hour, guys. And if you watch on the lower time frames, you're just going to send yourself crazy. We need a fake out with a new hour. So what I normally do then, if I'm in a situation like this, right? So if I come away from the chart, what I will be doing is there's two things you can do. You could go, okay, well, I'm just going to accept a break even on both. Find the sweet spot, which is 2337.67. You move your stop loss from the first trade to 2337. You move your profit, your TP of the second trade to 2337, and then just leave it. You can set an alert if you like. So then when you go out your day, your phone's on you, your alert goes off, you know that you've been took out at break even. That's all I do if I'm going to do that. But what I'm probably going to do is set an alert, because I am just cutting around the house. I'll set an alert around the sweet spot and then I'll come and have a look and reassess, see if I'm going to let it play out. Because what price tends to do, it tends to come back to the first entry. There's another reason to come back up there, is because you've got no top wick either. So there is a reason to come back up here. And I believe you'd grab about 25 pips. No, you wouldn't. What would you grab? You'd grab 50 pips if it comes back to that. And that's what we're aiming for. So, but this is the sweet spot to get out at break even. So if you don't like the trade, you can just get out. But then you've got to make a decision. Are you going to reject from here, or are you going to push to our target? There's a reason to come back up. So that's why I'm saying I would just set an alert here. I'll go out my day, do my business, and then as soon as my alert goes off on my phone, I'll then come onto the chart, have a look, see if I'm going to hold or close. That's all I would do. And what it does, it takes your mind off the trade as well, because you're cutting about, you're getting on your day. Yeah, taking the losses really shouldn't affect you emotionally. Like, the thing with me with taking these losses, it's quite big losses if you think about it. 4% is quite a lot. However, on the grand scheme of things, 4%, yeah, You're allowed 5%. Well, you can't go over 5% on a prop account, right? And I've done it in the past loads of times that I can take 4% loss and still make it all back. I can still end up profitable in the month, believe it or not. Okay? But I lose no sleep over it. The way I look at a full loss is it's out the way. It's weird. It's out the way because every trade I take, I do feel like I'm one step closer to a loss. Yeah? Which you are really. Yeah? So I do, when I take a loss, like a full loss I mean, I say, okay, that's out the way now, done. How long can I go now without another one? It's a good way to look at it, really. Can this, 15 minutes left for this hour, can this hour flip bullish? I'm just going to nip the toilet, guys, 2 seconds. How are we looking? I've got the low time frame, let's have a look. So the 30 is pulling back nice. Can we get 30 close back into the range? $15 close, but no bottom wick though. Look, you've got 2 candles here with no bottom. Oh shit! You've got 2 candles here with no bottom wicks. So We would need a bottom wick on that really. It's nice we're closing bullish on some higher time frames, so the 15 is like the first one, but this could just be a pullback to push back down, like this. So if we look at this, 2 candles, no bottom wick, price pushes up to this level and then it drops through the floor. So if you do see something like this with no bottom wicks, it is a sign you're going to come back down at that point. However, it's slightly different from this one to this one because the hour's closed. We think the hour's closed respecting. So if this hour closes above it, that means this another hour is still respecting this zone. Where this one, the hour closed below, so it shows price wants to push down, but now we've had 2 candles closed respecting. So it's a sign that price wants to push back up. So that's the difference from this one to this one. So what we could get is if the hour does close back into the range and closes doji, the new hour might push down, create that bottom wick for them 15s, create a bottom wick for the hour, and then flip to push bullish. But this one would have to close bullish doji. Okay, if this closes bearish with a long wick like this, what we're going to get now there? We're likely going to get a wick fill. It means we'll probably get a little top wick and then we'll probably get a wick fill. Okay, so we sort of don't want that really. We really want this hour to flip to the upside. Ideally. Or you close something like this where, look, you still got a wick fill 50% and then you flipped. But there is an area here, guys, where you could decide. I think the 15's coming down anyway, isn't it? Yeah, look. Back down, bottom wick. 8 minutes left of this candle. Ooh. I don't think anything's going to happen soon. Because we might just mess about here between this range. Which would take ages and then come up. It's a good sign though if we are messing about. It's showing that we're struggling to push further down. It means we're going to have to break the highs again before coming down. What is this 15 going to do? But that third entry would have been nice. For 15 days for this. See, if we close below, we could either get something like this or get something like this. Let me make sure there's MT4s. Alright, another 15s. Not far off. Come on, like that. I did enter a bit early, didn't I? I can't remember. Fives are looking good. Fives broke the highs. Nice. No top wick on this 5. Can this 5 flip? This is the hour. That means the hour's going to close below, guys. So, knows? Are we going to get a fake out? We need a fake out now, really. I mean, I say that, the hour range, technically. What is the hour range? The hour range is technically, literally, our third entry if we were going to take that 2328. So we're trying to work out if we're going to get a fake out. So our wick fill broke the lows and then flipped back up. Could we get that fake out? We love a bit of drawdown, don't we? Don't we, John? Yeah, look. This is the hour range down here, really. So the hour could actually come down to 2328 and then reject. This is what I'm saying, guys. It's going to be a longer time frame. There's no point staying on. We're just going to be watching it. If this hour does close above, I'll stay on. If it doesn't, I'll probably leave it with you. Okay. Come on, the hour, get up. Three minutes for a close. Yeah, looks like the hour's closing below, guys. We could just absolutely mess about now. We could be getting this. Well, we're not going to do anything for hours. Okay, there's the hour, guys. Right, okay, so plan of action. The trade, we've now broke out to the downside, but we know the hours can, because the hour range is actually down here, 2, 3, 2, 8. So it's like we sort of want to fake out back in on the next hour. That's ideally what we want. But it means you're going to have to wait another hour. And then that's just for the fake out. So you could get fake out back in. And then the new hour, you might still want to come and break the lows. And then come back up. Because that's what these ones done. Came back in. And then broke the lows again. Then came back up. So you could be sat on stream literally all day. Okay? And that's not why we do trading. We do trading to bring some freedom into our life. So this is what I'm going to do. The sweet spot to get out of break even, if you want to get out of break even, right, is 2337. So I'm going to set an alert at 2337.69, right? So once price comes up and taps that area, I'll then look at my chart and assess the situation. Okay, we'll assess and we'll look on smaller time frame to see if price could push here. Okay, and how it's looking. And then I'll close this one out at break even. We'll take partial from this one and we could let it rock back up if it's going to come back up, that is. Or you can just close full if you want. It's completely up to yourself. But around this area you need to make a decision whether you're going to close out both trades. You should be around the break even. Don't look at your trades and think, well, I'm minus a small loss. I don't want to be minus. Don't have that attitude, right? Around that area you get out. Still class as a break even. Okay. So that's my plan of action. I'm going to be set alert on 2337. Now I'll just come back to charts as soon as that alert goes off. And what you can do as well, if you want, you can set an alert on your stops. And if your alert goes off, you know it either stops or you're getting out of the trade. Okay. But really, guys, there's no point being on here at the minute. New York might push it back up. That's what I can probably see happening in New York. I'll push it up. So we could just range here, we'd create some structure around here, mess about, and then we come back up. I'm not sure, but we're not going to stay on the charts. Okay, any questions? Is what it is. There will always be more. Yeah, of course I will, mate. Of course I will. Any questions? Yeah. The odds are still bigger to grab profit out of this than actually to lose. Still. Okay. You think about it logically, there's only 2 times where price comes straight through to stops without coming back to this level. Twice. That's it. And I believe it was a lot of the times now to come back up. So we are still, the probability is higher. However, it's less. You know what I'm like? I like 90% plus. This is more like 60-70% to come back up. Okay, and remember that's the only thing we have to go off with trading, probabilities. Okay, so I'm gonna love yous and leave yous. I'm not on tomorrow, I'm not on this week now. I'll be back on next Wednesday, right? Jump on to New York session tomorrow. In the Discord it shows what time she's starting. I believe she's starting earlier than 1:30 because there's news. So jump on, watch Vic trade with the Dean. And yeah, I hope you grab some pips. Other than that, I'm gonna love yous and leave yous. I'll maybe drop some pictures on my social media. I'll drop it in the Discord about this trade if anything changes. Okay, guys, catch yous all later. Drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, jump into the Discord, and I'll see yous all next week. See yous later, guys.